This is an update on the I don't do overthinking thought, or the I don't do overthinking idea. It's led to a bunch of successes for me over the past couple of weeks, and I've gained a ton of ground in my business in my testimonial guide business. Gained a bunch of momentum, and a bunch of good things have come from this idea, the I don't do overthinking idea. And so just a recap of where it came about. I was at Funnel Hacking Live 2022. Maria Folio spoke, and she talked about how this idea came to her of I don't do insert whatever here. So for her it was I don't do overwhelm. I don't do overwhelm. So at one of her recent peak successes, where she was crushing it and all this business stuff was coming together, the rest of her life sucked because she was overwhelmed. That was it. Hers was I don't do overwhelm. So she created a mantra, I don't do overwhelm. And as she created that mantra, it created space, new grooves in her brain, in her neurons, and space for new ideas to come in, new mentors, new tools for her to not be overwhelmed. And so she had us do this little exercise where it was, what's your overwhelm, or what's your thing? So I don't do whatever your thing is. And for me, it started with guilt, went to procrastination, and then went to overthinking. It was like, guilt's all right. I don't really do that anymore, or procrastination. But overthinking gave me that visceral bodily shudder where I was like, oh yeah, that's it, man. I don't do overthinking. So the big win from I don't do overthinking is I came across an opportunity to a friend at Funnel Hacking Live said, hey, I know somebody who's working on a testimonial project. Are you still doing testimonials, Mischa? I said, heck yeah. And they said, oh my gosh, well, this person, they're working on a testimonial project. I think they've already found somebody, but maybe you could help them. I know the guy really well. If you see us talking, come interrupt us and I'll make the introduction. I said, awesome. So, over the next 4 days of Funnel Hacking Live, that opportunity never presented itself. And so when I got back from Funnel Hacking Live, and then a week later was over the COVID that I'd gotten at Funnel Hacking Live, I was like, all right, I should follow up with this guy. Let me see if I can track him down. The guy who's working on the testimonial project. And so, my brain could start thinking like, well, the introduction was never made, or they've already made the decision, or they already know who they want to use and they don't know you. And I was like, you know what? Nope, I don't do overthinking. That was my new mantra that I've brought home with me from Funnel Hacking Live. So I'm repeating that anytime I was like, should I or shouldn't I? Yes, you should. I don't do overthinking. So I track him down. Turns out he's not very prevalent on social media. So I don't know if you know this, but it's fairly easy to track down emails. Oftentimes people have their emails on their Facebook profiles or on their funnel links or websites, or a great place to find people's emails is their YouTube channels. You go to the About section, and then there's like business email address, and you prove you're not a robot, and then you can actually usually get a fairly good contact email. Anyway, this dude did not have that. All I was able to find was a customer service email for him. I found a customer service email. And so my brain goes to, well, it's only a customer service email. Should I send it? I'm like, I don't do overthinking. Yes, I should. So when I had done my summit back, I did a summit where I brought on 20 speakers, and it was awesome. But as I was trying to invite speakers, oftentimes when you're finding emails, you're like, can't find that speaker's direct email address. So I would write in the in the hello, I'd be like, hey, I hope this message is for blankety blank. I hope it finds him. And then I would say, hey, blankety blank, I'm doing the summit. I want you to speak, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, just apply that approach to this. So I was like, hey, this message is for blankety blank. I hope it finds him. And then I was like, hey, blankety blank, I know you're working on a testimonial project. My friend Steve told me, and Steve and I worked on some other projects, and he wanted to make an introduction at FHL, but that opportunity never came up. I'd love to have a conversation with you and see if I could perhaps help. Thank you. It was something like that, and I just hit send. Don't overthink. Hit send. And took about 10 days, but they replied back to me. They're like, hey, send us over some examples of your work and let's set up a call. And so I need to, so part 2 of this, I had a couple examples, but I had some more videos, testimonials to edit that were sort of languishing. And I was like, just don't overthink, crank out the edits, crank them out. And get them the examples. So, and over about 24 hours, I just put all this time into editing up some testimonials, and I was starting to overthink the editing process, and I just kept on going, don't overthink, just edit them. Don't overthink, just edit them. Is this good enough? This is good enough. And then my brain was like, are you wasting your time doing this? Don't overthink it, just do it. Am I wasting my time doing this? Whatever. Don't overthink it. So I just cranked out a couple of great edits, and was able to send, here's the examples, look forward to setting up a time. The reply came back, oh my gosh, those are amazing examples. Here's the confirmation of time. We can't wait to talk. So how fun is that? So I don't do overthinking. And I would also apply that to recording this podcast episode. I have one more story for you. So my son, who went with me to Funnel Hacking Live, had introduced me to somebody as we were leaving the hotel. Literally, we were waiting for the lift that we had ordered. And he introduces me to this guy, and he says, hey, yeah, we're working on a testimonial project where we want to create some UGC, user-generated content. And I was like, UGC, what's UGC? Turns out UGC is user-generated content. And he says, we're trying to create some UGC, get UGC testimonials. I was like, heck yeah, I can help with that. He said, great, what's your landing page? So I gave him my testimonialguy.com landing page. It is probably the most rudimentary funnel in existence on the internet right now. It is not sexy at all. So anyway, he texts me, we sent a text back and forth, great to meet you, da-da-da, can't wait to follow up or whatever. And he looked at my funnel and he responded back, and it was like, the way I took it was like, your funnel's way too rudimentary. No way we're working together. But anyway, I landed, got COVID, was wiped out for a week. And so I was like, I got to follow up with this guy. And then my brain started overthinking if I should follow up with this guy, right? And I just was like, I don't do overthinking. Again, I went into that mantra. I followed up with the text of this inspired idea I had. I texted it over, and he replied back, that sounds amazing. Let's set up a Zoom call. We set up the Zoom call. He's like, all right, I'll reach out to the CMO, and we'll see if we can get something together. Fast forward to, we have inked a deal. and I am going to be getting them some user-generated content testimonials. What? So I don't do overthinking. And I would encourage you, what is your thing? Think about that. What's the thing in your life that you can insert into blank? I don't do X. And you can say that mantra and you can create that space for the new record grooves, so you can skip out of the old groove, create new neural networks, and create the space for new support systems to support that idea. So again, thank you, Maria Forello or Forleo. And go check out my most rudimentary funnel at testimonialguy.com. I can help you get your testimonials, your amazing customer testimonials, get your stories, sound bites, case studies to help you scale your offer, as well as I have my perfect video testimonial system there where you can just go ahead and get it, do it yourself. And do it yourself, because I got everything you need right there. All right, I'm done. Cheerio.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Table Rush Talk Show. For resources to help you sell your stuff, go to belove.media/resources. That's belove.media/resources. And be sure to subscribe, comment, 5-star, and share. Thank you again for listening.